Welcome to Out of Print Audio. If you like this content, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. As a quick recap, Henry has been sent to whitewash a couple living on a farm. Upon arrival, Mr. Jameson, the husband, has started to evolve into a higher form of zombie but has been contained for now. Mrs. Jameson, however, lies on the kitchen floor. Episode 4 of Retrieval begins now.
Face scan on the first try. Gotta love the small miracles.
Kelly Jameson recorded, "Your work has now been completed as per request 3005. Termination and cleanup has now been approved. Be safe and remember the 2 phases."
She looks unconscious, to my eyes at least. Should be safe enough to check her stats and vitals. I'm a bit nervous. I can't tell if she's going to reawaken or if she's already been killed. These moments can be pretty dangerous. Quite a few people get killed at this part of the retrieval. I take a big breath and squat down to her level, but try to keep on the balls of my feet. I place one hand on my gun and with the other I open her eyelids. Definitely yellow. Looks like she had a natural turn. Guessing Mr. Jameson took care of her himself. That would explain the bruising around her neck. I can see thumbprints there, big ones. My heart goes out to Mr. Jameson. That sucks. I assume she turned him, but I look at her hips. The thumbprints there are pretty clear, but smaller. I'm beginning to get a feeling on where this might be headed. I pull her pants down a little further, but not too far. I can just make out a small hole on her right upper thigh, a small puncture. I can tell because a bit of blood looks to have clotted. Looks like an injection point. I pull her pants up and check her pulse, just in case. There's still life in her yet. Might have a chance. I walk back to my trailer and open a compartment to pull out my biohazard containers. Figure I'll start to clean up a bit as I wait. I like to have 3 containers with me, just in case. Some people think it's overkill, but cleanliness is supposedly next to godliness, so I think it's totally worth it. I think I'll use them all for this one. One by the trailer, one near where Mr. Jameson is, and then one in the house. Get started by dumping one by my feet. Next, I walk back to Mr. Jameson and I give him a quick kick. Just a nudge, really. Still no movement. I have some time. I dump a second container close to him, but not too close. As I start to walk away from him, it's easy to examine the tent pegs I used to hold him down. For the benefit of those who can't witness them, they're a solid disappointment. I already knew that would be the case, just, the ground was too wet for it to make a major difference, but whatever. Something's better than nothing. At this point, I'm practically at the house, so I take off my boots as I enter, leaving them on the porch. One of the key points behind cleaning is not making more mess. Mrs. Jameson's currently dying conveniently close to a table, so I put down my last container and start emptying it of its contents. Some bags for cleanup and some towels and some disinfectants. It's kind of rewarding, actually. The cleaning, for me at least. It's nice to see the place get tidy again. After what I normally do, anything positive is a good thing. I move things around, pushing the tablet computer aside. I want to make sure I can access my sponges and towels quickly and not have to place them anywhere or on anything I don't want to contaminate. As I finish getting set up, I hear a howling sound from the outside. By the time my shoes are back on, I can see him struggling with the harness. The typical movements. Skin moving like waves, rolling like something about to burst out from under it. His body's still pinned down to the ground, but he's thrashing his head back and forth, trying to find some leverage. Trust me when I say that families do not like seeing their loved ones' final moments. I look for my tablet computer. Can't remember where I left it, so I end up having to go back inside. So much for the floors. I can see it on the table near Mrs. Jameson. No, don't get up, Mrs. Jameson. I can get it myself. I turn the computer back on and send a request for deactivation of the body camera.
Camera deactivation for the purposes of cleansing granted. An audit team has been notified.
Freaking audit teams. They send more people to check I did the job than for performing the actual work. Still, can't leave Mr. Jameson waiting. He might get upset. As relaxed as I may sound reporting things, my heart rate has been starting to skyrocket. Between the body behind me and Mrs. Jameson and the awakened outside, I'm trapped in a pincer movement. Mr. Jameson is the real danger, so I have to take him out before I can do anything else. I pull out my gun, Pulled the trigger twice, so I figure I have 13 more bullets. One should be enough if I can get a clear headshot. Go time. I charge out of the building, out of the double doors, and onto the porch. My fingers on the trigger, my guns in front of me, and I'm ready to aim and fire at the first thing I see. By the time I see him, the harness is off. The tent pegs that were holding him in place have been ripped from the ground. But he's not moving. He's just sitting there. He's not trying to stand up, not trying to chase me, not even trying to move. He's just watching me. His legs are folded like he's meditating, or I don't know, like how a child would in school, waiting for a story to be told. Arms folded and everything.
Henry. I was wondering how and when I would reach you again. Or is it Mark I'm talking to now?
Perfect. Just as I was about to get excited for cleaning.